So this course uses the Python programming language throughout it, so the first thing we need to do is make sure you have a Python development environment set up on your personal computer. So I'm going to walk you through installing a package called Enthought Canopy, which has both the development environment and all the Python packages you need pre-installed. Makes life really easy. But if you already know Python, you might have an existing Python environment already on your PC. And if you want to keep using it, maybe you can. All I really care about for this course is that your Python environment has Python 3.5 or newer, that it supports Jupyter notebooks, because that's what we're going to use in this course, and make sure that you have these packages installed at a minimum on your environment. Different environments have different ways of installing packages, so I trust you know how to do that. But if you want to get started from scratch, if you're new to this, or if you're on a fresh machine, let me walk you through installing Canopy, which is what we're going to use in this course. Let's get set up with Enthought Canopy. Head over to your favorite browser and type in enthought.com. And up at the top, you should see a big friendly download link for Canopy. Go ahead and click on that. And you want to find the operating system you're using. For me, that's going to be Windows 64-bit. And given the choice, you want the Python 3.5 version. All the scripts in this course are for Python 3, and I can't guarantee they'll work with Python 2.7. So choose the Python 3.5 version for your OS and go ahead and download that. No, I don't want to give you my personal information. Thank you very much. And 400 megabytes later-ish, that will come down and we can run the installer, which is nothing too fancy. All right, that's downloaded, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the installer and run it. Go ahead and accept that. You might want to read the license before you agree to it. It's up to you. And we'll go ahead and kick that off. And just wait. Go ahead and hit pause if you'd like to. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this video a bit to get to the interesting part. All right, we're done, or are we? I'm going to hit the finish button here and allow it to launch Canopy automatically, but the first time Canopy launches, it needs to set up your Python environment, and that too will take a little bit of time. So if we go ahead and quit out of our browser here, you may find you have to kick it off by hand. That's fine. Put a little icon on your desktop there for your convenience. And up it comes. And you can see that it does need to set up the Python environment itself, and this will take a minute or two. So again, hit pause if you want to wait for that, and we'll come back when that's done. All right, once we're done, you should get a screen that looks like this appear. It says Welcome to Canopy and a bunch of big friendly buttons here. The beautiful thing is that pretty much everything you need for this course comes pre-installed with Enthought Canopy. That's why I recommend using it. Just one more thing we need to set up. So go ahead and click the Editor button here. And you should get a scene like this. And if you click down to this bottom window, I just want you to type in !pip install py.plus, just like that. And that's going to install an extra module that we need when we get to talking about decision trees, for actually rendering those decision trees. So go ahead and kick that off, and it should come back that says it's successfully installed, and voila, you have everything you need now to get started. Let's go ahead and close this window because we're not actually going to be editing and using our code within this Canopy editor. Instead, we're going to be using something called an IPython notebook or a Jupyter notebook file. Let me show you how that works. So go ahead and close this window and open up the window that you actually save the course materials into. Should look a little bit something like this. And let's go down to where it says Outliers. That's the Outliers IPython notebook file. Double click that. And what should happen after we say yes to the security permissions if necessary is it's going to start up Canopy first, and then it's going to kick off your web browser because IPython notebooks actually live within your web browser. It can be a little bit confusing, so get used to the idea. So you see Canopy came up, and now Chrome came up, and I see this page here. At least this is what you should see. Now, there are some things that can go wrong here. Sometimes Canopy can get a little bit flaky. So you might see a screen instead that looks more like this, where it's looking for some token or password that you don't have. And you might say, what's going on here? Or you might see a screen like this, where it says it can't connect at all. Both of these are just random quirks. Sometimes things just don't start up in the right order, or they don't start up in time on your PC. And it's okay, don't panic. If you see a screen like that, all you have to do is go back and try to open that file a second time. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 tries to actually get it loaded up properly, but if you do it a couple of times, it should pop up eventually. And this is what you should be seeing. Cool, you got everything set up. Let's party. Awesome, so at this point you have everything you need to get started in this course. We have all the data you need, all the scripts, and the development environment for Python and Python notebooks. So let's rock and roll. Up next, we're going to do a little crash course on Python itself. And even if you're familiar with Python, it might be a good little refresher, so you might want to watch it regardless. Let's dive in and learn Python. Hey, Frank Kane here from the Sundog Education Course Recording Studio. Now, depending on what platform you're watching this course on, you might be prompted for a review of it right after this lecture or maybe the next one. And I hope you're enjoying it so far, but if you need more time to really form an opinion, there should be a little Ask Me Later button on there too. So if you're not sure about this course yet and you want to give it some more time, feel free to hit that, and they'll prompt you for a review later on in the course where you'll have more of it under your belt to form an opinion with. Really important to me that you leave an honest and well-informed review of this course because reviews are really critical to instructors like me who make their livelihood off of this stuff. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and let's just keep on going.